Welcome back to the spalted wood spoon project. Alright, you can see how the spoon is progressing. You can see the spalt lines coming out the more sanding we're doing in sanding block. But really kind of showing some neat colors and everything like that. But here's an example of what spalted wood looks like when it gets wet. Or you put your food safe colorings on there, your preservatives and stuff. You can see how the lines really get pronounced and stuff, and the more you sand it, the more unusual colors and stripes and shapes and sizes and directions that the spalt will go. But like I said, this is one hefty spoon. We still got a good bit of work to do on it, and so we shall. Well, it's another rainy shed work day here, but that's okay. That's all right. So we're working on the gnarly wood spoon and sanding it down, and we're almost to shape and knocking the edges off, and still want to dig out more of the bowl. But you can see the more with sand, the spalting lines are coming out. And really going to be cool. I guarantee this spoon right here smother your taters or gravy. Oh yeah, once we get this all hollowed out and everything, and you can see how the colors are changing, and when it finishes it'll look something like these two spoons and whatnot. But anyway, that's where we're standing, and looks like we're going to be in the shop today. Well, good morning, everybody. Well, it is about 4 hours before the remnants of Hurricane Helene come across southern Virginia, and it feels like a summer day out here. It's cloudy. It's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity is about 100%. Let me show you something. The folks behind us decided that they wanted to do their roof today, and I was yelling across there. I said, y'all do know about that hurricane remnants coming, tornado warning, severe thunderstorms beginning here in about 4 hours. Oh, it'll be okay. All right, okay. Anyway, good luck. All right. Anyway, we're working on our little gnarly wood spalted spoon here, and I don't know how much further down we'll go, probably a little bit more, but most of the major carving is now done, and we're gonna get a ton of sanding going, and you can see a lot of the spalt lines, the more we sand, it's really coming out. And you can see right here, at some point in time, this was part of the main part of the tree, and then you come over here and it looked like some spalting, not spalting, but burling tried to occur, just like up in here. But it should be really, once we get it sanded and everything down to its final dimensions, which not much more, but this is for spalted old gnarly spunky wood. It is hard. So let's do a little sanding, and I say a little sanding, let's do a lot of sanding. You can see these little places like this that rise up a little bit. We'll have to get our detail knife out and make that uniform to this side. All right, we've had to move back to the shed. The remnants of Hurricane Helene is just about here, another hour or so. The wind's starting to pick up pretty good. So we'll get ready to button the hatches up, so to speak. But here is our spalted wood spoon. and almost got it down to its final shape, and we're really gonna start doing a lot of sanding. And I'll tell you what, this thing is a monster. It's heavy, hard, and once we get this thing down to the bowl down to depth, I'll tell you what, like I said, you'll definitely be able to smother your potatoes in gravy with this thing. Well, welcome back, everybody. It is the morning after Hurricane Helene passed through. Not that really big of a deal here. A little bit of tornado warnings and a lot of rain. Prayers to all you folks that really got hit hard on this. And as you can see, it is a rather beautiful day. It's going to be hot today, about 87 Fahrenheit, and humidity's up there about 90% with all the rain and everything like that. But it is what it is. Anyway, this is our spoon as of right now, and it's almost down to the shape that I want it. I'm going to start doing a ton of sanding and stuff. But what I really wanted to do was kind of explain how this piece of wood came into existence. You can see right here the burling, and this right over here looks like a limb tried to start growing, and this would have been the main part of the tree at some point. Okay, and to visualize it, I'm going to draw this real quick. Alright, tree trunk, right? Okay, alright, and this little part right in here would have been the main part of the tree, like right in here. And at some point in time, see this right here? A limb tried to start growing, but instead of going out like a normal limb does, like this, it kind of went straight up and did this, then did that inside the tree. Alright, meanwhile this part out here tried to keep growing, but it stunted itself. Alright, that's where the burling began, and all the growth just packed itself into real tight circles, little swirls all up inside of here. Okay, and that's what this is out here. Alright, and this particular one got really big. Okay, and then through the decades and everything like that, holes developed here, water got in, bugs, hence the spalting lines. Okay, and you can see how the spalting really became all through it. Okay, alright, and this particular maple tree was taken down in the year 2004 by Hurricane Isabel. It hits northeast North Carolina and southeast Virginia, and just, it was a really bad time. We went without power for like I don't know, 2.5, 3 weeks. And this tree was at its maturity then, so it was probably, you know, from the 1940s or 50s. And funny thing is, that day that we got our power back, I was out here in the backyard, okay, and it was hot, it was miserable, been 2.5 weeks without power, and the pole, which I'm not sure you can see it or not, back over that way. Alright, like I said, I'm here in southeast Virginia, USA. Alright, so I'm out here in the backyard, and I could hear somebody speaking French, and there was two guys up on a pole, and they saw me, we waved at each other, and the one yelled down there that they were from Quebec, Canada, and they had come down here to help the U.S. get the power restored. So that was the same day that this particular tree got blown down and everything. Well, fast forward some weeks after that, all right, me and the neighbor, we commenced to cutting on this thing, and this particular piece of wood, this burl and everything like that, I cut it away and I stuck it inside the shed, and it's been there since 2004 or so, you know. But that's how this happened. And like I say, you can look at the spoon, and this is the burling. Okay, this is the little part where that limb tried to grow, and then it kind of ingrown itself. Think of like a cyst or a sty or a pimple or something like that. well, it just couldn't go any further. Alright. Like the bugs, bacteria, and everything else. You know, just sound like something going on out there somewhere in the distance. Anyway, this particular piece of wood has got some age on it, and alright, that's our lesson for the day. But like I said, this is the main part of the tree right here, the trunk, maple tree. And so you can see how it all began. You see how this particular limb tried to grow, but it just didn't do right, and then all that growth kind of ripped out through the side and created like a big old wart. And you can see, let's see here, alright, and this is pieces of the same burl that this spoon came from. Alright, you can see how all of it just piled up in there, created a bubble, and then everything just kind of stacked up in there, and then holes developed, and bacteria and bugs and everything else got up in there. You can see how dense this wood is. Alright, let's see here, there's another piece of it, the same burl. A very most unusual piece of wood, but that is where this spoon is born from. So, I mean, the piece of wood itself is probably what, I'd say 1950-ish, you know, and it lived a good 60 years or so before it got blown down. 50, 60 years, and then another 20 or so sitting in the workshop waiting for me to do something to it. But that's where we are. Alright, most of the sanding is done. Might have a few spots that we need to touch up, but we did some preliminary stain on it, and to me it's got a really exquisite color to it, man. Look at the spalt lines and stuff, and turn it like this, back that way, the bowl, spalt lines this way, and we'll turn it. But we will put it back in its little solution here and let it soak up good and proper, then check for any high spots. And we need to do some more colorization and adjustments and stuff like that, but we put it back in our little special solution here. This is a food safe oil, which I don't believe I'm going to use this spoon so much for eating or anything like that. It's just, to me, it's just a decorative design, something to have on the old fireplace or something. Anyway, we'll let it sit in there for a little while and soak up all that good stuff. But it's hard to believe that spoon came from this burl and spalted wood and everything else. I see at least another smaller spoon maybe coming out of this. Should be pretty interesting. Alright, everybody, we'll let this sit in here for a bit, and then we'll dry it off and see what it looks like. Alright, let's take this spoon out and give it a good drying. seriously nice burling and spalt lines. Let's put it up here. What do you think? I think it came out pretty cool. To have come from a really old hunk of burl and spalted wood. Really nice colors. Alright, I'd say that brings this spoon project to an end. The gnarly wood, burled, spalted wood spoon. Alright everybody, thanks for watching.